Hey guys, it's Liz here, and I am back with another daily dose of guidance. We also have Misty off to the side here, so you might hear her. And Luna's off to the side here too, so she might very likely jump up. Oh, thank you, Misty. There we go. Misty sneezed all over my elbow, and here's Luna. Here. See if I can move this over a little bit. There we go. There we go. See the Lunas. Yeah. Hopefully, but likely, she will take a bath at some point. Hopefully she will just nap. So, as usual, my intention is to start with the energy oracle cards to get at least the first part, we'll see, of our message. Here we go. Okay. So we're starting off with contract. Okay, this feels very much like a Libra, I think it's the Judgment card in Tarot. Okay, so this is having to do with balance. Even it's contract, so there might be some legal stuff in there as well, but first and foremost, it's really about fairness and balance, okay? So I'm going to continue shuffling to see if we can get a little more specific, a little more clarity on exactly what this message is entailing for us for today. What's up, right? Let's see. I'm feeling like this may also have something to do with like a soul contract type of deal, like maybe like the North Node type of energy, where it's, you know, we incarnated into this life for a specific reason, for a purpose. There's certain karmas and lessons we're intended to learn in order for spiritual growth, and I'm feeling like this may have something to do with that it's a soul type of contract having to do with our North Node and our purpose. But we'll see. This is just what I'm feeling right now, but we'll see what comes up. Luna, you're so nasty. She's so nasty. So we're just looking for a little more clarity, and if my feeling is correct, I'd like to get a little more clarity, a little more specific on what that has to do with today's guidance, okay? You know what? I'm feeling like, because it could be something to do with a soul contract, I'm actually going to switch decks. Now that I think about it, I'm going to use the soul coaching cards to see if something wants to come up from there. Let me just grab these. Okay. Let's see if we can get a little more from the soul coaching cards. Okay. I also have the chakra cards and the Archangel Metatron cards on hand. Here we go. Okay. So part of our message today has to do with pleasure. Okay. So the bottom here says, "My life is deliciously joyous." Okay, and that was upright, so okay. Yeah, I'm going to keep shuffling as I look at this. So pleasure really has specifically to do with the sacral chakra. That's really where the our pleasure energy comes from. Okay, is that sacral chakra. So let's see. So part of the guidance for today, and possibly the soul contract, is to tap into that sense of pleasure today. Tap into that energy of pleasure. What brings you pleasure? Here we go. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So we have healing. Okay. And at the bottom here it says, phenomenal healing energy flows through every cell in my body. Okay, so oh, Luna, you're so gross. I'm sorry if you can hear her bath noises behind me. She nasty. Okay, so I'm feeling like there's probably a healing that needs to take place specifically in the sacral chakra, okay, around allowing ourselves to feel pleasure. So there's a healing that needs to take place there. So that's chances are, so there's some sort of imbalance there, right? So this could be blocked, imbalanced, so you're going one way or the other, or too far over in one way. Okay, so this could be a block, an imbalance, or an overactivation. So this could also mean that you've gone, an overactivation could be in this respect, that you've gone too far over into the pleasure energy, right? So let's see. I'm just trying to tap into this energy, see what else. Let's see. I'm going to also tap into these chakra cards, but just as I'm trying to feel into this energy, okay? So when we go too far over into like pleasure, that could also be a sign of addiction. So this is where it can be, this is why being too far over into pleasure can be hurtful, or harmful rather. It can be a harmful energy. You can be too far over in pleasure and have it be harmful because it's coming up as addiction. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, this is funny. We got a sacral chakra card. So ding ding. And the bottom here says inspiration. Okay. I'm just trying to feel out how these all fit together. So I'm going to also be shuffling the Archangel Metatron cards now, just to see if we can get some more guidance around healing this. Because right now what I'm feeling like is, it's definitely sacral chakra energy, okay? That's feminine energy. That's about pleasure, okay? Pleasure, on the earthly plane, that's related to sex, and fertility. Let's see what else. It's flow, it's creative, okay. It's inspiration. Okay, so if it's an overactivation or an imbalance, okay, where you've gone too far over into pleasure, so this is creating an addiction, okay, that needs to be healed. Okay, so in that regard, so you would want to do some energy work around that for sure. So do some energy work, do some meditation, do some journaling. But I would also, because addiction is like a serious thing, so I would also seek professional help for sure. Okay, to clear that. So going to, you know, like an AA type of thing, or sorry if you can hear my neighbor's dog. So going to like AA, or, you know, a therapist, a counselor, you know what I mean. So going and seeking professional help to help clear that, or to balance that out, in addition to doing things like energy work and meditation, and yoga. Okay. See, now if it's a block, that means we're not really allowing ourselves to feel pleasure. Okay, we're actually kind of rejecting that, and we're unable to feel pleasure. Okay, if it's a block. So what else do we have here? So we want to, so chances are if you have a block in your sacral chakra, okay, so there could be shadows, that's a big one. There could be some shadows that you want to do some work on around why you feel like allowing yourself to feel pleasure is a bad thing, why you're rejecting that, okay? There could be some trauma involved as well, so you would definitely want to, in any case, you're going to want to do, again, meditation, yoga, energy work to clear that out, okay? You also want to use affirmations and mantras, okay, to help with clearing out those energies. You may want to transmute that energy as well. So when we're doing healing and transmutation work, that's through the heart chakra. And so in that aspect, you may also want to call on the Archangel Raphael to help with the healing part, and Archangel Zadkiel to help with transmuting that energy, to shift it, whether it's a block or an imbalance or an overactivation, to transmute that energy from harmful to helpful so that it becomes balanced, okay? Okay, so I'm also feeling like with this, because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, I get why the sacral chakra card came up, but what inspiration has to do with this? And inspiration, I'm feeling like it can go, there's two different messages for that. So inspiration is this message to try to, the angels and guides are using this message to inspire you to heal, okay? It's also part of, inspiration is also part of pleasure, so that could also be a part of it too. So if there's, say, whatever brings you an act, what do I want to say? So say you find, just as an example, okay, say you find pleasure in writing, okay, say you're a fiction writer, just for an example, and you find pleasure in writing fiction, okay, you want to tap into inspiration, okay, in order to rev up that engine, okay? So if you're feeling like, especially if it's a block and you're feeling like I have writer's block, I have writer's block right now, I just feel uninspired, right? So this is where you're being, there's a tapping into of that inspiration energy, okay, to rev up that engine and get you going again, okay? And so you are going to want to do some clearing of that negative karmas in the sacral chakra in order to get that energy flowing again, okay? So saying things like, if you're repeating a mantra or affirmation that is actually harmful, such as I have writer's block, or I don't enjoy sex, or something along those lines that has to do specifically with the solar or the sacral chakra, okay? That's an affirmation, but it's a harmful affirmation. So you're going to want to tap into the energies of a helpful affirmation, such as I enjoy sex, or it's safe for me to feel pleasure. Let's see what else. If it's something where you feel like you're creatively blocked, we can just shift that to say, I feel inspired, something along those lines, whatever works for you. Okay, but we do have another card here. Not surprised. Okay, so we have duality, balance needed. So no surprise there. Balance is needed in the sacral chakra. Okay, so we're looking to balance out that energy. Okay, so meaning that, again, there could be, just based off of this, because I wasn't sure if there was like a block or an overactivation, what's happening there. So it's imbalanced, meaning you're going one way too far and the other way too far, or you've just so you've gone. So there are times when you feel like, just as an example, okay, so as an example, maybe there are days where you feel you're just writing and writing and writing for hours and hours. You're feeling hella inspired. You're living your best life, okay, and Then other days you're just like total writer's block, right? Just you got nothing in the tank. It's just totally empty. Okay, just as an example. Okay, so this is where you're being asked to come into that balanced state where you can feel inspired and creative, okay, but in a balanced, healthy, helpful state, okay? So this is also a message to avoid burnout as well, okay? So taking breaks, in between, if we're doing something like writing, okay, as the example, right? So taking breaks. So we're not just, burning out, right? We're not taking all of that creative energy and just, shooting it all out at once, and then, for the next week or so, we're totally burnt out and we got nothing in the tank, right? We want to, let it out in little bits, okay, so that we don't burn ourselves out, just as an example, okay? This may speak to you on some other project, okay? Let's see what else. Okay, so I'm also seeing, going back to the very beginning now, where we had the contract, right? Contract, and I said, this feels like a balance type of energy, that there's a call for balance. And so that was sort of repeated, if you will, with the duality card here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm just looking for this guidance for us to come into that balance. So again, let's look at some positive affirmations, or old habit, helpful affirmations that are going to help clear out that negative karma, okay? We'll want to do some energy work where you actually can either, this is just one way, to visualize, I would say probably, maybe white light, okay, coming through from that crown chakra, entering in, and then coming down, right, that center, coming down in the sacral chakra, and doing some clearing work, okay, to help, move that energy. We can also use, there's stones, but I'm blanking on what stone might be particularly helpful in this case. But if you're someone who works with crystals and stones, then you already know what to sort of place on there. Okay, you could also do some Reiki if that's something that you're that you know how to do. Let's see what else. Okay, there's also again some journaling that's coming up. You might want to journal in some areas that have to do with the sacral chakra. I'm struggling a little bit, and whether or not it's justified, I'm going to blame Mercury Retrograde, that I'm feeling a little stuck. I also didn't sleep great, so maybe that has something to do with it, but I'm feeling a little off on that. So let's see. Okay, so you may also want to chant the seed mantra VUM. That is the sacral chakra seed mantra. Okay, let's see. Okay, and we also want to again look at those rejected aspects of ourself, rejected, why we are rejecting the sacral chakra energies. Okay, so that we want to bring the unconscious to the conscious, and then integrate it with love and acceptance. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's all that wants to come through right now. Again, whether it's justified or not. Maybe it's Mercury retrograde. Maybe it's just because I'm tired. Who knows? But that is what I have for you for today. I know it's a bit muddled. I hope you found it helpful. If you need a little bit more, maybe give me a shout. Either leave a comment, or you can DM me or email me at spirituallycharged@gmail.com, and maybe I'll even later, if I'm inspired, maybe I'll even write a blog post to get this to make a little more sense. Okay. Hopefully it spoke to you though, and I will see you tomorrow with another Daily Dose of Guidance.